Hi, my name's Emma and let's talk spooky stuff. These days, I think we can all agree, it's really hard not to be caught up in the hype, especially when articles are claiming this is the scariest, most intense, most disturbing horror movie. But not everything in 2021 is about the hype. Sometimes it's about getting exactly what you were advertised, and Willy's Wonderland is just that. Directed by Kevin Lewis and written by G.O. Parsons, this film stars my boy Nicolas Cage as the janitor. Willy's Wonderland is a predictable, kitschy popcorn horror bending into Cage's recent horror pigeonhole as the mysterious maniac who likes to, well, express himself. In this film, Cage finds himself stranded in a small town when his car's tire blows, and lucky for him, a local cuts him a deal. In exchange for cleaning up the spooky, dilapidated child's fun center, Willy's Wonderland, not to be confused with Freddy's, his car will be fixed by morning. But entering the establishment, something seems off. Could it be the graffiti warning him of the building's dark past? Or is it just the killer animatronic characters that are springing to life? There is so much to love in this kitschy horror that is quite predictable and doesn't really offer more than what was expected, but it's in such a satisfying way. We all know we only want to watch this film to see Nicolas Cage in peak Nicolas Cage form, and this film really delivers that in the bizarre way we all had hoped for. Slightly off topic, but I was recently reading about Cage's acting style, which he describes as German expressionism. Other actors have said that Cage is no longer an actor himself, but actually a performer. People have said that his unique way of overacting is unlike anything else in the game.
What is it? What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
I said, put the bunny back in the box.
I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to. And you have to do it. You have to, or I'll fire you. Do you understand?
But my favorite description comes from none other than David Lynch, who describes him as the jazz musician of American acting. I love that quote. Someone needs to get that tattooed on them for sure. So if you're confused about me saying in this film, Nicolas Cage is peak Nicolas Cage, hopefully that explains it. But the fun thing about his performance in Willy's Wonderland is he has no dialogue, which was one of the reasons he decided to sign on to the project. The film is driven by matching Cage's overacting by overstylization. It's really about hitting all of the senses. The film is full of cheesy zooms, canted angles, and exaggerated lighting. But the interesting thing about the lighting and the color grading is how much it changes throughout the story. It almost paints a floor plan of where the characters are. We open to a sepia, muted, almost Western looking location, but inside Willy's we have the bathroom, which is always a sickly green tint, and then the main hall that is doused in deep blue and purple tones. Contrast is low, fade is high, and you might even get some smoke. Each room has a feel much like each of the characters at Willy's. The animatronics are fun, but they are extremely confusing. I mean, who invited this fairy, who almost looks like Jennifer from the Masters of Horror episode, to go hang out with an ostrich and an alligator? It doesn't really fit to me. One of these are not like the others, but I guess that's the bizarre nature of Willy's Wonderland. And best of all, with interesting characters comes really creative kills. The film at times feels like a part of some kind of installation art. I mean, tell me this does not sound like an art show. Nicolas Cage silently fighting animatronic characters for an hour and a half. I would go and see that though. The film is so self-aware of what it is and allows you just to sit back and relax and have fun. As I said, this is a pure popcorn film, but it's not all Cage. There's actually more going on. Willy's Wonderland has a bigger history than imagined, with a subplot that explains this, involving some local kids wanting to destroy the complex. And who else to show up but Queen Sparkle Motion herself, Beth Grant.
Sometimes I doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
She plays the small town sheriff caught up in this madness. All is explained in regards to why these killer characters are set out of blood, and it's actually pretty dark and twisted. But that's kind of it. The film is an open and closed case of a small town with a problem. And of course, Nicolas Cage, who doesn't give a as long as he can drink his pop drink every hour on the hour. When you see it, you'll understand. He's just a cowboy passing through, and that's exactly what we expected and wanted. And I mean, at what point are we gonna get a Nicolas Cage universe where he plays every single character? That is the only shared universe I'm interested in. Overall, Willy's Wonderland is exactly what we expected. No surprises, just something to scratch that satisfying itch of watching Nick do what he does best. Don't expect any thrills, but do expect everything in the story to be thoroughly explained, except for the mystery of who the janitor really is. I'm gonna give this one a personal score of 6 out of 10. I do want to say on this, I've got a couple of comments recently asking if I say that I really enjoyed a film, how come I don't give it a 10 out of 10? With this, it's not a passing or fail score. Sometimes you can really just enjoy a film for what it is and you don't love it or think it's a perfect film. And that's why it's a personal score as well. I'm giving my personal score on the film. As I said, it's a very average film. It gives you exactly what you wanted, which is why I'm giving it a step above an average score. I hope this makes sense. I'm sure it does to a lot of people, but I do get a lot of comments saying, why didn't you give it a 10 out of 10 if you said you enjoyed every moment? You can enjoy things without thinking they're perfect. Otherwise, I would just give a pass or fail score. And this is also why I give an originality and a scare score. Speaking of which, originality, I'm gonna give this one a 2. I mean, come on, we've seen some similar things in the past years. And for scare, I don't think that this film is scary. It's so campy and over the top. I'm gonna give it a 3 just because of the creative kills. I think it's more like Chucky kills, so it's not really that scary, but very interesting, especially for horror lovers. And I think you'll really enjoy that aspect. If you have seen the film, let me know what you thought about it. I can't wait to see your opinions. Also, let me know what your favorite character was. I really don't think I could get past the ostrich because it's just so cool looking. But also I want to know what your favorite scene was, because seeing Nicolas Cage speed clean, I never thought those two aspects that I love, horror and speed cleaning videos, would ever interact or cross over. So I was just very satisfied by this film. So sad. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. Please don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to, and make sure to hit the bell so I show up in your subscription box. Take care, stay safe, and stay spooky. Bye, guys.